Hey everybody, my name is Garrison and I am here to bring hope for today. One of my favorite miracles of Jesus that is recorded is in the book of Luke. Now Luke was a disciple of Jesus, and so he wrote this since he was an eyewitness, and it's in chapter 9 of the book of Luke, and he records this event where Jesus is teaching a large group of people. In fact, it says that 5,000 men were present, not including women and children. So really, it could be over 10,000 people, or 15,000 people, some people think. And they're in this kind of secluded place. And so the disciples come to Jesus and say, Jesus, send the people away so they can go and buy food. And if you don't send them away now, it's a long journey, and they're going to faint on their way. And Jesus says, no, we're going to feed them. We're going to feed them. I mean, can you imagine the disciples' reactions? Like, what? And so they look around for food and they bring Jesus what they found, and they found 5 loaves and 2 fish, and they say, Jesus, here we go. This is what we found. And in this moment, I love what Jesus does. He says to the disciples, he says, have the people sit. Have the people sit down. It says this in verse 14 of chapter 9. Jesus replied, tell them to sit down in groups. Tell them to sit down. And what Jesus does then is multiplies the food and feeds everyone more than they need. What I love about it is this, that Jesus had in mind what he was going to do. But before he did it, he didn't announce it. He gave a command. He just said, have them sit down. Have them sit. What I also love is not only does Jesus break a natural barrier by multiplying food, but he breaks a cultural barrier as well. In that day, it was not customary for women and children to eat with men in public. But Jesus says, just have them all sit down. Just have them all sit. See, we serve a God who is in the business of breaking barriers. We serve a God who has in mind to do things that will go beyond our comprehension. And before he does, he tells his people, just sit and wait for me to act. I don't know about you, but whatever you're going through in life right now, maybe your mind is going crazy of trying to figure everything out. You're trying to make things happen. You're worried about things that might happen, that haven't happened, or things that have happened that you're worried about happening again. Could we just simply hear the words of Jesus as if we were in that crowd that day and hear him say to us, in the midst of our confusion, in the midst of our problems, sit down. Sit down and wait for me to act.